Hi, and welcome back to C5 Living as a Quad. I was cooking dinner yesterday and suddenly remembered something important to share. The facility we have with burning ourselves. As a quadriplegic, chances are you have no sensation in certain parts of your body or a lack of sensation or diminished sensation. And this means that if you're not careful, you can burn yourself. In my early years as a quad, I was laughingly referred to as the person who had burned himself every way imaginable. I can laugh now because none of it became anything overly serious except for one third-degree burn I had early on. But it's still easy. When I'm cooking, if I'm reaching into the oven to pull something out, I might tap the side of the oven with the end of my fingers. If I burn myself like where I had no sensation at all and I can't see like my elbow, that's more dangerous because I won't know there's a burn there, and I won't know to be careful and treat it carefully. If you have a blister from a burn, it can burst open, it can get infected, and it can become a bit of a problem. Luckily, most of the time, when I burn myself, at least nowadays, I'm aware of it, and I know how to deal with it. I also can, if I'm cleaning my barbecue and it's on, it can be hot. If you're sitting in front of a barbecue at a family outing doing the cooking, your knees, which you wouldn't feel, might get extra hot and burn. Taking a shower, if you're not checking the temperature of the water as it comes out and it's on your legs, you won't know it's too hot until it's too late. Once I defrosted my freezer and had a bit of a freezer burn on my finger because again, no sensation. So there's tons of ways you can do it. Early on, when I was cooking in my first apartment, I would lean on the oven while I was stirring something, forgetting that 5 minutes ago that element had been turned on and was still hot, and so I would burn my elbow. Again, easy to laugh at now, but it wasn't funny at the time. One thing I did learn the hard way, I'm a tea drinker, and I used to, in my first apartment, as it wasn't a modified kitchen, I would pour boiling water into my teacup on a board that I had on my lap. One time, it knocked over, and I had boiling water all over my legs, my crotch area. What I did at that time was take a towel, soak it with cold, wet water, and put it on my legs, and kept moistening it for the next probably about an hour. And when I took off my clothes, there was nothing but a couple of little red spots, but no blisters, no bad burns at all. So what I do now, if I burn myself, if I tip my finger on the wall of the oven, I will run it under cold water. Or if it's something more bigger than that, I will again wrap it in a cold, wet towel and keep it moist. And that seems to be a good way of getting around it. Again, I'm not a doctor, but these are tricks that I found have worked for me in the past. But more importantly, it's important that you be extra careful. Anytime you're around anything hot, it may not be obvious at the time, but try and be aware of it so you can avoid the problems of having a blister. If you get a blister on your hand, for example, and suddenly you can't roll your chair because there's a blister, that's another problem. So again, while the burn itself may not be serious, it can cause other problems. So try and be careful and be more aware of your body parts when you're around something hot. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. If you have any suggestions or comments, please feel free to include them. Thank you.